If you want to start with the cutting of ladies' jackets, you get your fabric just as I've gotten this. Actually, this is an Ankara fabric, which I'll be making use of two fabric to design the suit jacket. And actually, this is what I'll be designing it with. On the lapel area and on the collar, this will serve for the lapel and it will also serve for the collar. So now, to proceed with the cutting, I will list out the measurement which is required for this lady's jacket. The length is 23 inches. The shoulder is 15.5 inches. The sleeve length is 22 inches. While the bust, in the men area we call it chest, but on the female area you say bust. The bust for the female is 37.5 inches. The tummy I measure 34 inches, and that is the measurement which I need now to draft out this lady's jacket. And the first thing I have to do is to mark out 1 inch from the top. This will be the top, and this point will be the bottom of the suit. And then before I mark it, there is an explanation I need to do for you to understand why cutting it. You have to fold your fabric into two places. This is the right place of the fabric, and this is the wrong side of the fabric. So you fold it into two equal places. As you can see, I folded it into two. We have two fabric. The reason is that on the back side, it's supposed to be in pairs. Front side pair, the back side will also be pair, but on the back side, the pairing of the back side need to have joining, right? So now I will mark out 1 inch at the top of the suit jacket, the lady's suit jacket. 1 inch. Then I will connect this point which I marked out. I will connect the point with my French curve. Mark out it with my French curve. No, sorry, pardon me, my measurement stick, not French curve. This is my French curve. This is a measuring stick, just to get a straight line. If I need a curve, I make use of my French curve to get my curve. So now, having marked out the 1 inch on the upper side, then from there I will measure out the length of the jacket, the lady's jacket. The length I said is 23 inches. The jacket length is 23 inches. Just pay attention on this drafting. I believe that after you finish watching this video, you can do this perfectly on your own. This is the 23 inches which I have marked by connecting it with my friend, pardon me, I don't know the reason why French curve is coming into my mouth, with my measurement stick. I will add 2 inches to it, 2 inches to that is my folding allowance. The folding allowance is 2 inches. So I have the length with the folding allowance for this lady's jacket. Then I will mark out the midpoint. The midpoint, I normally do it the full length, the total length, divide by 2 plus 1.5. The total length is 23 inches. Divided by 2, it will give us 11.5 inches. If I add 1.5 to 11.5, it will give us 13 inches. 13 inches is what I'm going to mark as the midpoint. Now, the purpose for this is that the west of the client is when you measure from the neck area down towards the west, where we have the figure 8. It's not actually at the chest area, rather it comes down to the west. So if you should make it divide by 2, it means that the figure 8 will hang at the up. So when you add the 1.5 inches to whatever you have after divide by 2, it will now bring the figure 8, the shape of the figure 8 will now be visible and it will appear on your client. Now, what I have to do is to mark out the 13 inches from the top. I mark the 13 inches and I push my tape. Also mark again another 13 inches. Then I will connect the 13 inches to get straight line. Then I will mark the armhole depth, which is the bust, divide by 4. 37.5 divided by 4 will give us 9 inches will give us 36. Why 9.25 will give us 37. So I'll make it 9.25. 9.25 mark from here. 9.25. 9.25. I also connect the depth for the armhole for the front panel. Then I will bring out 1.5 inches upward, and that 1.5 inch. I will also connect with my measurement stick to get a straight line. This is for the back panel. This line is for the front panel, while this line is for the back panel. The armhole there for the back panel, for the front panel. Now, having done this, I have to mark out or draft out the back panel first. Then I'll mark here. I make here 3 inches, and here will be 2.5 inches. Here will be 2 inches. I connect the 3 inches to get a straight line. Then this, I will use my French curve for this, and I will also use my French curve for here. So I will mark out the vent. It will have a back vent. I make the back vent 7 inches. Now 7 inches for the vent. Then the collar, I will make the collar neck. I make 2.5 inches. I project half an inch upward. And I will now measure out the shoulder. The shoulder is 15.5 inches. 15.5 inches divided by 2. 15.5 inches divided by 2. 15 will give us 7.5. Then 15.5 will give us 7.75. 7.75. That's what I'm going to mark by 7.75. This is 7.75. I will now add half to this 10 area, which I will connect the 10.5 by to get a straight line. On the vent, pardon me, the back suit, back of this suit jacket will not have any vent, so I'll be taking this out. There will not be any vent on the suit jacket. I will then mark out the shoulder slope, which I'll make 1.5 inches. Then I will connect the shoulder slope. Remember, I do say that on the back of the suit, the back panel, I will not be putting any vent on the back panel because my client said, I forgot that my client said that she doesn't need the vent at the back of her suit. So there will not be any vent, no vent. This no vent jacket, no vent. So now I have marked out the slope. I will now measure here. It's 10.5, and I will make here 9 inches, and here will be 10.75. Then I will connect this. I have this as the back panel. I will be taking this out. I will be cutting it, but before then I will now mark the front panel first. I will mark the front panel, and I will start it by mark out 3 inches here. I make it 3.5, and here will be half an inch. I will connect it. And make here 1.5. I will mark the neck 3 inches on this side and 3.5 on this other side. Pardon me, I'm supposed to make use of my French curve for this drawing. Then I will measure out the shoulder. From here to here is 5.5. Then I will also mark 5.5 for this point. I will measure from this point to the end of this fabric. I will also bring it close. which will give me 10.5, which I will also connect to get a straight line. The next thing I will do is to mark out the slope, shoulder slope, which is the same 1.5 which I did for the back panel, 1.5 inches. Then I will get my French curve and then give my curve for the chest area. Remember, I told you that this is the armhole depth for the front panel and this is for the back panel. Then I will connect I will give my curve. This is my curve. Whatever you are drawing, make sure that it doesn't pass or exceed this point which you have already marked. And here I will give a little curve here for the back. This is for the back, the sleeve for the back. Now I will now measure out, mark out the chest measurement and that of the tummy measurement. Remember I said the chest or the bust measurement is at 7.5, while that of the tummy is at 4 inches. Now let's see how it goes. I will measure out here. Our stitch will run from this mark at the back panel, and here I will give half an inch for the seam allowance over here. Now what I have here is 7 inches. I will take my tape towards the front area and also give a half an inch for the seam allowance. Then I will measure. I have, this is 44 inches. 44 inches minus 37.5. It will give us 6.5. Now what I have to do is that the allowance, the difference between the difference between the allowance which I added it and the difference between the allowance which I added and the chest or the bust measurement is 6.5. That the difference is 6.5 inches. And now on the side region I will add a dart on it. On the front region I will still add a dart on it. Now because of this dart, and remember I will still remove my sewing allowance by the side of the suit, which I did not add or I did not include while calculating the chest measurement. I will remove it. I will remove the dart, the side dart. I will remove the chest or the bust dart. Now, and also on the bottom area I will also add allowance for this bottom space. So this 6.5 inches which I allow here for the allowance will be enough for all the allowances, both for the side dart, the side allowance, the side seam, and the bottom allowance. All of them will be enough for it. So now what I have as a difference is 6.5 inches. Now I still go for the tummy. I have 5.5 here and here. I have 38 inches. That's 8 inches. That's what I have here. Then I will connect it. Now 38 minus 34 minus 38 minus 34 will give us 4 inches. So I will also give my measurement here. So this is what I have for the allowance. So on this area, the the bottom area, I will give my curve. I will give my curve at the bottom area. So this is what I have. And here is our lapel. This is our lapel. So I will be cutting this, and while cutting here I will add some allowance here, so that during the sewing I will have something to come out on that area. I will cut it out. After the cutting, then I will cut the inner facing and also cut the interfacing for the fusing of the front. You don't need to cut directly to the line. You have to give a space of about half an inch while cutting. Finish cutting here. I will now cut out the armhole area. Cut the neck area. So this is the back panel. I will now cut out the front panel. So this is the front panel of the suit jacket. These are front panel. The next thing I will do is to cut the inner facing. Then I will now cut the sleeve of the suit jacket. I do say that I'll be making use of this fabric just to combine it, and this will serve as the inner facing of the jacket, the inner facing of the jacket. So this I will now place the front panel on top of the fabric. Then I will cut it out. Please, I want you to hit on that subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, hit on that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to all, so that you get notified whenever I upload new video. And also give me a like on this video, so that YouTube algorithm will circulate this video to many people. So I'm done with the cutting of the inner facing, and this is it. This is how it's going to be. You see it on the body of the client, my client. This is how it's going to be. This is the lapel. This is how the lapel is going to be, and the collar will also be this fabric. It will also be the same fabric for the collar. So now I'm done with this. I will now cut the sleeve. I'm going to mark out the sleeve now and cut it. So I will commence with the drafting of the sleeve. The length of the sleeve, I will say, is 22 inches. I mark 23 inches. I will, first of all, let me draw a straight line. This is a straight line. I will from that point and mark 23 inches. This 23 inches. I will add 4 inches on the 23 inches. 3 inches will be for the folding allowance, while 1 inch will be for the allowance and the shoulder pad allowance. If you check our shoulder pad, the shoulder pad is about half an inch in wideness. The shoulder pad is about half an inch in wideness. Now, the 1 inch which I gave for the sewing allowance on the cap area of the sleeve, I will remove half inch for the sewing allowance, and the remaining half inch will serve for the allowance of the shoulder pad, which I said shoulder pad is the wideness of the shoulder pad is half an inch. So that half inch will now serve as the shoulder pad allowance. So which is the total of length, the total length which I'll be making here is 23 inches. It will be 23 inches. So the 23 inches minus 1 inch on the cap area will give us 22 inches. Now the extra 3 inches at the sleeve, the wrist area, will now serve as the folding allowance, which I'm marking now. Remember, instead of adding 3 inches here, I added 4 inches on this side, which 1 inch goes for the cap area, 3 inches will now go for the folding area. The next thing I'm going to do is just to draw a line, straight line on this point, vertical line on this point. Now, having drawn that, I will now measure out. The chest is at 7.5. Divide by 4 will give us 9.25. 4 minus 1 will give us 8.25. So I mark 8.25. The bicep is the chest divided by 2 minus 1. That is the formula for the biceps. And the biceps which we are talking about is the arm area, the round of the arm. You can call it the arm sleeve. The muscle area is the biceps. So this is the formula for the biceps. Now what I'm going to do again is that I will be dividing this by 2. Divide it by 2. On halfway area, not to the bottom. So here we serve as the cap of the sleeve, the cap of the sleeve. Now what I'll do next is that I will now measure out from here. I measure out 6 inches. 6 inches. I mark 6 inches. on this side. Then I measure 6 inches, divide by 3 on this side will give us 2 inches. I mark 2. On this side, this I have 4 inches here, divide by 2 give us 2 inches. Now I will give my curve from here. This is my curve on the cap area. I'm forming my cap, the suit sleeve cap or the jacket cap, and on this side I measure here, make 1 inch upward, pardon me, 7.5 inches, which is 3/4 upward. I will connect here. Then I will use my curve on this area, on the cap area. So this is what I have here, and on this side I will measure from this point, which I mark 6 inches, to the area we're folding. This is 15.5 inches, divided by 2 will give us 7.75, which will be the midpoint for this sleeve. Then I will remove 1/2 inch inward. Make 3 inches here, 3 inches here, and 3 inches on this area. This is for the under sleeve. This is for my under sleeve. And I will remove 2.5 inch here. So the next thing is that I will connect here to here for the under sleeve. I will now use my French cord for this area. I'll be cutting the outer sleeve, following the chalk which I mark. I'm done cutting the outer sleeve. Then what I will do next is that I will now cut the under sleeve. So on this under sleeve, what is normally required to do is to use your tracing roller. This is my tracing roller. You use it to trace the under sleeve by rolling along the chalk which you have marked. After rolling it, it will imprint on this surface. But when this is not available, you can equally cut your under sleeve without this. Now watch. I first of all trace the outside one of the under sleeve. The next thing I will do is I will hold my hand here. These are the points. If you look at it, you can see the chalk very clearly. this point, this point, and this point. So what I do next is that I will hold my hand at that point. I will give a mark of chalk. That's the first one. Give my mark of chalk, and on this side I will also give a mark of chalk, and lastly on this side I will also give my mark of chalk. Then I will push this, take this edge of the outer sleeve and now place it to match with the chalk which I have drawn. Then I will use my chalk to trace it out first of all. After tracing it, so I will, having marked the chalk, I will now give the mark of chalk for the curve on the under sleeve. So you can see it, you can see the line of the chalk. Then I will cut following the line of the chalk which I have marked. So this our under sleeve, and this is the outer sleeve. This is the outer sleeve, and this is the under sleeve. So if you place it on top of it, you can see that it matches to what we need here. So this is all about the cutting of the jacket. I proceed with the sewing. Now the next thing I will do is to cut the interfacing. The interfacing I'll be using for this suit. The interfacing. This is the interfacing. While choosing the interface, you make use of a lighter gauge interface. We here in Africa or Nigeria, we call it cloth gum or hairstay. You go to market, you tell them you need hairstay. You need hairstay. For those in Nigeria here, then you need hairstay light gauge or moderate gauge is okay, but don't use thick cloth gum for it. It will not look good. It will not look good. Use light gauge for it. Then I fold my interfacing together to cut the front panel first. This is my the interface. So I will then place it on top of it. Place on top of it and trace it out. I trace it out. So I'm done with the interfacing for the front panel. Then I will also cut the interfacing for this inner facing. These are inner facing, and this the lapel will be showing on this side. So I will cut the interfacing because we are going to fuse it, or we are going to gum the interfacing on top of it, or we are going to gum our hairstay on it. So I will now also cut that of the inner facing. I will also place it on top of it, and I will trace it out also. So I'm done cutting the interfacing for the front panel and for the inner facing. The next thing I will do is to go and gum it on the fabric. To gum it, you know, this interfacing is a pair of interfacing, as well as the inner facing and the front panel. They are all two. They are in pairs. So what I will do, just like what you are seeing here, I will pick out the inner facing for the right point. If you should touch the inner facing, or pardon, the interfacing, you will find out that the interfacing or the hairstay, it has a two face. It has the rough face, which contains the gum, while the smooth side of it doesn't contain the gum. So you will place it, the rough edge will be facing the wrong side of your fabric. It will face the wrong side of your fabric, not the right side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side of the fabric. No, it will be facing it. Then you will use your hot iron and look for a cotton fabric, place it on top of it and iron it. Make sure that it fused very well. Now, if you are gumming this side, make sure that you have gum this side very well, that there will not be air. If you gum and it happened that after gumming there is air on it, it means that that side that you gum or you fuse is not appropriately gummed or fused. So, and in the same way, you will also do likewise on the opposite side of it. That's the first thing we need to do. I will be bringing the finish point when I finish fusing or gumming it. You will not see. Then we will now proceed with the sewing. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new to my channel. If this is your first time encountering this channel or coming close to this channel, please hit on that subscribe button below this video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to all so that you will get notified immediately or as soon as I drop new videos. And don't forget to give this video a like so that YouTube algorithm will circulate this video. I want this video to go viral so that other people will also enjoy this video as you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching once again, and remain blessed. Bye. Let's